It's time to get your news on. We are VK1WIA.
And it's time for the November 19, 2023 edition. And about time if you haven't become a regular to view Australia's ham radio news on YouTube or your local ATV outlet. Just search WIA News and VK5BD Bevan. But this week in the news, Alara President Michelle VK2AYL, who's made it back from Tasmania, WIA Director Giles Kirby VK5GK, WIA AR Magazine Editor-in-Chief Roger Harrison, VK2ZRH+, much more in this edition of news from the Wireless Institute of Australia. I'm Editor Graham, VK4BB.
Australia's ham radio news station. We are VK1WIA.
I'm Michelle, VK2AYL. The 2023 Alara Meet was a great success, with 52 Alara members and their partners travelling down to Hobart, Tasmania from the 3rd to the 5th of November. This was the first opportunity for Alara members to meet face-to-face since our last get-together prior to COVID. The members enjoyed a series of presentations over the weekend on topics including chasing and activating parks, contesting, encouraging younger generations to get involved with amateur radio, and joining in with nets. Members brought along displays of radio items of interest to view over the weekend, and everyone enjoyed a Sunday lunch and fox hunt with the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania. Formal dinners including guest speakers Alison Alexander of the History of Tasmania Female Factory and Phil Tyson from the Sound Preservation Society of Tasmania were also really popular. There were opportunities to explore the sites and visit the Salamanca Markets, Peppermint Bay, Richmond, the Tasmanian Symphony and the Cascades Female Factory during the week. Thank you very much to Linda, VK7QP, and her team for organising the event, and to all the sponsors who helped to make it possible. Of note, attendees Mark and Dee were very excited to take home the major raffle prize of an ID58 VHF UHF handheld transceiver from ICOM. Alara members are now looking forward to the 50th birthday celebrations in July 2025 in Victoria. For more information about Alara, visit alara.org.au. I'm Michelle, VK2AYL.
This is WIA Director Giles Kirby, VK5 Golf Kilo, and this is the Director's Comment. 3 items today. Item 1, QSL cards seem more popular than ever, and we're currently seeking volunteers to help at the head office in Melbourne with card sorting. If you're interested in volunteering your time, please drop us an email or contact us through the WIA website. I'm literally always saying it, but volunteers are our lifeblood, and I have all the time in the world for anyone willing to offer theirs. Item 2, the 2024 WIA AGM/conference will be held on Star Wars Day, May the 4th. The organising committee are currently preparing the programme and are very keen to hear from members who would be able to do a special interest seminar. The conference will be held in Bundaberg, but I'm sure we can make provisions for remote presentations. Please get in touch and we'll discuss. And finally, item 3, registrations for the WIA conference will open early in the new year. I look forward to meeting more of the community. Queensland has a special place in my heart as my wife and I first moved there when we came to Australia in 2013. My first call sign was in fact VK4 Foxtrot Alpha Echo India. Quite the mouthful. Best wishes everyone. This was the Director's Comment from Director Giles Kirby, VK5 Golf Kilo 73s.
Across Australia, from VK1WIA, you're tuned to the WIA National News Service. Here in Campbelltown, it can be heard on a host of frequencies, including 6 meters, 52.525 FM, and on the dual repeaters, on the 2 meter repeater on 147.000 and the 70 centimeter repeater on 438.525. I am Pete, VK2LP for the WIA National News Service.
Now, international news with VK2LAW Jason.
Hello. International news is with thanks to IARU, RSGB, RAC, ARRL, EHAM, Amateur Radio Newsline, RadioWorld.com, Hackaday, and the worldwide sources of the WIA. Leading international news from Region 1 in Germany, now an easier way to report RFI. Amateurs in Germany now have a direct means of communication with the federal regulator BNetzA when they want to report electronic devices that have caused radio interference or are inaccurately labelled as being safe. An online form allows a report to be made with relevant details so that the agency can more easily take action and determine if these devices are non-compliant, dangerous, or both. Customs agents and postal authorities will also be notified of imported devices that are found to be faulty, so these items can be placed on the list of banned products. The form is designed to help expedite an official response, especially with regard to interference, be it on the amateur radio frequencies or on mobile phones or broadcast radio and TV. For online applications, you'll need to provide your German identity. With the Bund ID, you'll have several options to do this. Then a YouTube video explains the functions and benefits of Bund ID in more detail. In news from Brussels, on February 3rd and 4th, 2024, the FOSDEM conference will again be held in Brussels. FOSDEM, Free and Open Source Developers European meeting, is the largest conference for developers of open source software and open source hardware in Europe. The conference has been held annually since 2001. The term open source includes open source software, also known as the term FOSS, open source hardware, OSHW, as well as open source data and knowledge. Think, for example, the widely known website Wikipedia. FOSDEM in recent times attracts about 6,000 visitors each year. What does this have to do with amateur radio? We amateur radio users are using more and more open source technology, and FOSDEM 2024 will, for the first time, have its own corner dedicated to the amateur radio hobby. The Region 1 Program for Disabled Radio Amateurs PDRA Coordinator Riri, Oscar Delta 5 Romeo India, invites member societies to participate and to promote the International Day of Persons with Disabilities on Sunday the 3rd of December. This day is a global opportunity to raise awareness and promote inclusivity for individuals with disabilities. To news from Region 2, in Washington, the Federal Communications Commission have now adopted new rules to incentivise innovation and experimentation in the amateur radio bands by removing outdated restrictions and providing licensees with the flexibility to use modern digital emissions. The report and order adopted November 13 eliminates the baud rate limitation. Instead, the Commission establishes a 2.8 kHz bandwidth limitation on the applicable amateur radio bands. The changes will enable the amateur radio community to operate more efficiently, including in support of emergency situations when appropriate, and foster experimentation, which is the core principle of the amateur radio service. The FCC also adopted a further notice of proposed rulemaking which proposes and seeks comment on the removal of the baud rate limitation in the VHF and UHF bands and in the 2200 metre and 630 metre bands. HD radio passes 100 million car mark. Calling it a major milestone, Xperi says the number of cars incorporating HD radio has surpassed 100 million. Xperi Inc. is an American multinational technology company that develops software solutions for consumer electronics and connected cars. The connected car is a key part of the company's business, and video is playing a growing role within that context. Xperi noted that DTS AutoStage video service, powered by TiVo, recently was integrated into the BMW 5 Series. These vehicles are now in showrooms across the United States, Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, France, Spain and South Korea. BMW will expand the auto stage video rollout into these regions to a broad range of additional models across various vehicle segments. Within the radio space, Xperi noted that in the last quarter, it won a new HD radio and DTS auto stage program with the Ford Motor Company for its new radio platform unveiled at the North American Auto Show. It said that program is now in production for certain North American vehicles. At the older end of the car radio market, the National Association of Broadcasters said that the auto industry is overstating the cost of keeping AM radio in electric vehicles. The broadcast group believes the Alliance for Automotive Innovation, which paid for the 21-page report from the Centre for Automotive Research, misrepresents, distorts and spins the facts about interference mitigation found in the report. The auto industry puts the cost to car makers at $3.8 billion over 7 years. NAB replies that the material cost of addressing AM band interference in EVs is relatively low because mitigation measures are often necessary and implemented to support other electronic systems susceptible to EMI. Now to news from Region 3, a very special and close-to-home special event has but 5 or 6 weeks left to run. Roger Harrison has the details.
Again, that chance in a lifetime is still waiting. Sign up to use VK1WIA, the special event call sign celebrating 90 years of continuous publication of Amateur Radio Magazine, and have that experience for yourself. Signing up to use VK1WIA is a simple process. Just apply on the WIA website online event calendar, where you can book a roster to suit yourself. Don't delay. VK1WIA expires on 31 December 2023. Get to it. I'm Roger Harrison, VK2ZRH, for VK1WIA News.
Thanks, Roger. For VK1WIA National News in Sydney, I'm Jason, VK2LAW.
From here, there and everywhere, you've tuned to the Wireless Institute of Australia's national news service. We are VK1WIA. Now, operational news with Felix, VK4FUQ.
Hello there. Now contest-wise. Caution. Software updates before a contest. A wise word from our SARL friends. In today's world of self-updating computers, be mindful of changes to your configuration that may inadvertently happen when software is upgraded. Microsoft Windows, as an example, can change port assignments, sound devices and so forth after updates, which could make your radio control problematic. Updates to any software involved in your contest operation should be treated with caution just before a contest starts. A prudent person might spend half an hour or so before the contest, verifying that everything is operating as it should be. Now our next contest. VHF UHF Spring Field Day. Next weekend, 25-26 November. 0100 hours UTC Saturday to 0059 hours UTC Sunday. But to make it a little fair in VK6, they add 3 hours on the start and end times. 75th CQ Worldwide DX Contest CW Leagues November 25-26 on the 160 to 10 metre contest bands. Exchanges Signal Report and CQ Zone. Now contest-wise 2024. Ross Hull Memorial Contest, running on VHF and above for the month of January. You nominate the best 7-day or 2-day period per category. January 2024 VHF UHF Summer Field Day. 13-14 January. 0100 hours UTC Saturday to 0059 hours UTC Sunday. But to make it a little fair in VK6, they add 3 hours on the start and end times. Australia Day Contest. This contest is to encourage amateur radio promotional activity around the world and is designed to encourage friendly participation and help improve the operating skills of participants. It is held on the Australia Day public holiday, 26th of January. Amateurs here in VK will endeavour to contact other amateurs around the world. Some VK operators will be using the AX prefix to celebrate Australia Day, as it's wanted by many amateurs. Scoring is distance-based and calculated using 4-character grid squares. DX window, Tanzania. Maurizio, IK2GZU is on the air as 5H3MB during his spare time until December 8, from southern Tanzania, where he works at a hospital and orphanage. He is active mostly on 20 to 10 metres. QSL via home call IK2GZU, LOTW EQSL. Oman. A43ND celebrates the 53rd Omani National Day during November. The day itself was yesterday, the 18th. QSL via EC6DX, LOTW EQSL, QRZ.com. Norway. LA100K is the special call sign in use by the Akademist Radio Club, LA1K, to celebrate the 100th anniversary of its foundation. It is the oldest amateur radio club in Norway. The special call sign will be in use until the 31st of December, and QSL route is very easy, via the Bureau or direct. Luxembourg. LX90 RTL is in use to celebrate the 90th anniversary of Radio Luxembourg's first long-wave broadcast. It will be used by various LX operators until the end of the year. Listen for the call sign on the HF bands on SSB, CW, digital modes and via satellite. All QSOs will be confirmed automatically via the DARC Bureau. The logs will be updated to Club Log, Logbook of the World and EQSL on a regular basis. For more information, see QRZ.com. For VK1WIA National News, in Ingham, this is the real VK4FUQ, not whoever's using my call and name, obviously as a pirate.
Who listens to radio?
I'm Richard, VK2SKY.
Robert, VK3ARM.
Hi, I'm Bob, VK4BOB in Cairns.
This is John, VK5DJ.
I'm Mark, VK6QI.
Justin, VK7, Tangled Whiskers.
Media Watch and the Australian Communications and Media Authority has found Prime Television, Victoria Proprietary Limited, a licensee of the Seven Network, in breach of the local content rules. Seven has not broadcast any local content in Mildura during the 16-month period since it had, by regulations, an obligation to do so. The requirement for Seven to provide local content in the Mildura area was triggered when Seven acquired the Prime Regional Television Network in December 2021. The local content rules began to apply to the Mildura service and to former Prime services acquired by Seven in other regional markets from July 2022. This was the first time these rules were triggered following a network acquisition. Seven met the local content requirements for its television services in 7 other regional markets. Under the Broadcasting Services Act 1992, regional commercial TV licensees must broadcast a minimum amount of local news or other material of local significance. Seven is obliged to provide 100 minutes of local content or 50 minutes of local news per week as a condition of its licence to broadcast television in the Mildura area.
From here, there and everywhere, you've tuned to the Wireless Institute of Australia's National News Service. We are VK1WIA. Now, special interest group news with Bruce, VK3FFF.
And a very good day to you. Worldwide Special Interest Group News, Summits on the Air, Worldwide Flora Fauna Program, Parks on the Air, and other adventure groups. With Christmas on the horizon, the UK Bunkers on the Air Award scheme has introduced a special set of awards in the format of an advent calendar. bunker activators will be on the air from UK bunkers in the official ROC reference list from December 1st through to the 24th, and chasers can symbolically open a new bunker door each day by working that station right up through Christmas. Bunkers on the Air is a rapidly growing amateur radio activity that centres around old Royal Observer Corps monitoring posts or bunkers. Unfortunately, there still appears no push to allow any bunkers, ROC or not, to operate, which would of course open this up much like silos on the air and museums. Worldwide Special Interest Groups Astronomy. Feel the power of the sun in an incredible new time-lapse of solar activity. Astrophotographer Miguel Claro of Lisbon, Portugal, captured the entire full disk of the sun on October the 12th, showing the sun streaking towards its maximum of activity in its 11-year solar cycle. The new video, Miguel wrote on his website, is showing a lot of interesting features in motion, such as eruptive prominences, filaments, active regions with minor flares, small spicules dancing like hair in the wind, and a delicate waveline of plasma. The video shows the sun rotating over 3 hours with the plasma trapped in the sun's strong magnetic fields hundreds of kilometres above the surface. Claro said, until the plasma, has been released into space in a blink of an eye. Worldwide Special Interest Groups CW Straight Key Century Club Contest. The Straight Key Century Club is holding a contest among its members. But for this competition, you don't need your key, just a sense of style, as we hear from Randy Sly, W4XJ.
If you're a member of the Straight Key Century Club, there are a few ways you can get ready for the SKCC anniversary and Straight Key Month being held in January 2024. You can, of course, practice and train at home to work on your sending and your copying, and perhaps even plan on being one of the operators for the K3Y event. If your talents extend to holding a pencil, pen, or even a paintbrush, you might want to submit a design to be considered for the official 2024 QSL card. The club is once again holding a contest to select a design, and SKCC members get the final say. They'll be voting on their top picks in mid-December, and will be able to view all the qualifying submissions displayed on the SKCC website. Although only the most popular design will end up on the QSL card, many of the others will appear in the SKCC's print calendar. The club is also inviting members to resubmit updated versions of designs submitted earlier that weren't in the final pick. There are certain design guidelines and specifications that need to be followed, however. Please visit the SKCC website for detailed instructions on how to display your design and incorporate the required text elements. Designs are due no later than the 14th of December.
Worldwide Special Interest Groups Final Frontier. Jerome F4DXV set yet another distance record on October the 15th when he worked Scott N1AIA on SO50, a distance of 5,645.3 kilometres. This eclipses the previous record of 5,548 kilometres set in May. Additionally, Puneet Singh, VU2TUM, claimed the initial distance record on Tevil 2 with a 3,815 kilometres QSO with BA1 PK. Back in June, the USAT-1 satellite was launched. Developed by AMSAT EA, the satellite carries an SSTV camera and FM and digital repeater payloads, providing services to amateur radio enthusiasts around the world. Signals have been received with the use of several large dish ground stations, and efforts continue to deploy the spacecraft antennas and improve the downlink strength. At the request of AMSAT EA, AMSAT has now designated USAT-1 as Spain Oscar 120, or SO 120. Worldwide Special Interest Groups, IOTA, AF 017. Rodriguez Island is on air with Kazoo active as 3B9 M0CFW from Rodriguez AF017 today, the 19th, to the 1st of December. He will participate in the CQ-WW-DXCW contest as 3B9KW. QSLs via LOTW and club logs OQRS. Worldwide Special Interest Groups, VHF and above. The first worked all US state certificate awarded for the 33 centimetre band. On November 4th, 2023, our awards W5LUA 38-year quest to contact all 50 states on the 33 centimetre band ended when he received the first ever worked all state certificate for 902 to 928 megahertz. Ward started collecting states on the band shortly after it was opened in 1985. I'm Bruce, VK3FFF from sunny Bendigo.
Across Australia from VK1WIA, you are tuned to the WIA National News Service. In Adelaide and surrounding areas, it can be heard on VK5 RAD on 147.000 MHz at 0900 hours on Sunday morning. I am Alan, VK5, Mike Alpha Kilo.
All points of contacts from today's news stories are to be found in print when you read the web editions www.wia.org.au.
And on the social scene, and yes, the 2023 social scene is quickly wrapping up. Now, clubs are welcome to submit text with audio for this section, and of course the 2024 section, and details of all WIA-affiliated clubs and societies can be found on the WIA website, including email addresses and website links. So to VK5 and the South Coast Amateur Radio Club. On Thursday, 23rd of November, the AGM, 7 p.m. at Seaford Meadows Scout Hall Railway Parade. VK4, it's the Ipswich Christmas Barbecue, Colo Park Picnic Area from 10 a.m. November 25. VK7, NTARC's massive radio auction, Saturday the 25th of November, the Northern Tasmanian Amateur Radio Club Rooms in Launceston.
Attention, attention, all personnel. This is Nick, VK7 Whiskey with the final reminder for the massive Tasmanian radio auction this coming Saturday. This is not a drill. We are fast approaching 150 lots, and if the auctioneer spends 2 minutes on each item, that's 5 hours. So be warned, this auction is going to be fast and furious. See you there Saturday, 25th of November, 10 o'clock at the Northern Tasmania Amateur Radio Club in Launceston. This is Nick, VK7 Whiskey double Scotch, signing clear.
Thanks, Nick. Now to VK5, Amateur Radio Experimenters Group Radio and Electronics Sale, November 26. Now, it's a date in 2024 in VK3, Barg Hamfest, the 4th of February. That's next door to the Barg Club Rooms at the Ballarat Airport, 10 a.m. on the 4th of February. The WIA AGM, May 4 and 5 in Bundaberg. And in VK, National Volunteer Week, Monday the 20th to Sunday the 26th of May. National Volunteer Week, NVW, is Australia's largest annual celebration of volunteers and their important contribution to our communities. And not only then, but every week, we do thank our volunteers that are bringing you the weekly WIA ham radio news to you. And reception reports, well, WIA news rebroadcasters often give shortwave listeners a welcome to the broadcast as they commence callbacks straight after the local news. Local news follows national news in all states, and it would be great if those shortwave listeners would email reception reports and locations to callbacks@wia.org.au. I'll say that one more time. Callbacks at wia.org.au. Now, till next we meet, I'm Graham, VK4BB. Walk softly.
This has been the Wireless Institute of Australia with the weekly news service. This broadcast is in text, audio and video and is accessed on wia.org.au.
Courtesy of Bevan, VK5BD's ATV and YouTube channel, this has been WIA National News. We're back now, live and local, and your voice, your callbacks. And don't forget, tick like.